Listen to the music of spring. This is what it should have been like a month ago. But we had all of these cold spells. Just a day ago, it was so cold that all these little guys were just huddled in the snow or in the mud trying to survive. And now, today, it went to 27. It went to basically me wearing, winter clothing a day ago to now, sweltering heat. This is the reality of what we've done to the planet. And I want to talk about that. Because, things aren't going to get better. Giving money to a nonprofit, building solar panels, doing these things isn't going to stop climate change. It's an what's called a exponential threat to our existence. And unless we do something about it, we risk everything. So what can we do about it? I challenge you to read the paper that I have below. It's called The Ouroboros of Western Capitalism. The Ouroboros. The Ouroboros was a creature, this mythical creature that is consuming itself. And that analogy is really the head of the creature is capitalism, and the body is our planet. And pretty much every crisis facing our planet as a result of this Ouroboros. And it's become this multi-head hydra with all of these industrial complexes and all of these banking sectors and everything else. And it's so big now, it's lounging in our oceans and warming them up. And the simple fact is, the whole AI revolution that is just kicking off right now as of this year, $400 billion from January has gone into this new market. It's a new market. And the market is basically replacing humans with free labor. Because the AI will work for free. It will draw for free. It will create music for free. It will write contracts for free. It will, diagnose a disease for free. It will do accounting for free. It will do all these different things that these corporations, right? The Ouroboros doesn't have to pay someone. Education, if you're a teacher, it's going to be disrupted. And if you want to know how, read my paper, because I'm disrupting education and making learning, especially starting with a baby, becoming multilingual. And I'll describe how it's done by simply modeling the parent. What I describe is not difficult. So, what's the solution? Well, we have to end capitalism. And the way to end capitalism is to transition to a new paradigm. One in which there are no shareholders. There are no board members. There is just the stakeholders. And the profits of these entities are shared with the stakeholders. And the stakeholders are the consumers of that thing, the collaborators of that thing, and then the creators of that thing. And the profits are divided, shared, and I have a framework on how it's shared amongst them, where 80-20, and 20% is maintained by the AI to run the business. 80% is shared. Of that, 60% of that 80% goes to the consumer. 16% goes to collaborator, and 4% is shared with the owners of it. Now, the owners and the collaborators are also sharing within the 60%, because if they're going and buying and interacting with it, then when they do, they share in that. So I have a paper on this, and you can read it. But how do we get there? And that's where Baby Zero comes in. Baby Zero is what runs EDUITs. And EDUITs is like a tablet that teaches a baby to speak in any language. And you can listen to my talk on it. But that Baby Zero will evolve into Obey. And that AI is the one that's going to manage your time. It will manage your phone calls. It will do your banking. It will pay your bills. Obey is going to take care of all of that. Now the question is whose Obey do you want to have? Obey that is run by Elon Musk or by one of these industrialists who's going to charge you to have it, or would you like it free? Because what I want to do is provide open beneficial AI free to everyone. And in order for that to happen, I need you to take a leap of faith. Support a crowdfunding campaign that I have on EDUIT.org, or you can go to foundups.com. Both of those URLs now goes to the crowdfunding campaign. I'm looking to pre-sell 10,000 units in each category. The higher the category that you're in, the sooner you'll get the units. But think of it as kind of like a payment plan. I think the unit's going to be like $900, and you're prepaying for the units. You can pay it $1 a month, or you can pay, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 300 a month. And your contribution is going to help me get my developers that I already have, and do the marketing, which we've already started, and to pay for me to travel and talk about it at conferences, and to, put money into this project. I'm not taking any VC money. If they want to support, there'll be donations to the nonprofit that we have. So we're not going to give this away. We're not going to do an Oculus. We're not going to do an OpenAI. And I will explain to you how. So the way I'm setting up the EDUITs, the company will have the licensing for this. It's a nonprofit. It's EDUIT in the United States. It will allow the licensing to EDUITs to other EDUITs in Japan, in Europe, in India, right? And in all of those nonprofits going to have the same setup, where the bylaws and articles can't be changed by the board, so it can't be hijacked. And that, unless it's approved, if it's the articles, by 2/3 of the stakeholders. If you own an EDUIT, then you ultimately are a stakeholder, and you have a vote. And obviously, the American stakeholders will have say in America, the British ones in England, and so on and so on. So, listen to the noise. Cacophony of sound. I don't know if you were able to hear me at all. I'm walking down the river. We started planting the rice today. UnDaoDu. What a beautiful evening. And the raucous of all these frogs. And they're all eating mosquitoes, right? They're all eating insects. Think of how many insects these suckers are eating. That's why we don't have much of an insect problem in Japan. Because of that. Thanks for watching.